Change is a business imperative, but what's really the best way to get employees to buy into change? Ooh, I've got so many thoughts on this. And in this video, I've distilled down all of these thoughts that have been established and fueled by years working in the change space, into 3 action-oriented tips that you can begin practicing today. Let's get it. By the end of this video, you're going to be armed with 3 proven tips that's going to help you more effectively get your employees to buy into change. I'm going to walk through what transparent communication should really look like, what you should be striving to understand from every individual in the organization, and finally, what you must do to make the juice worth the squeeze for your employees. Before diving into these tips, I just want to do a quick reminder of the fact that change incurs costs, and not only costs to the business, but costs to every individual responsible for bringing that change to life. And that cost looks like their time, their talent, and their energy. That's emotional energy, mental energy, and oftentimes physical energy as well. These are very real costs that employees have to spend in order to make change happen. So when I'm talking about buying into change, that purchase of change, the cost incurred to the employee is that time and that energy, which so often manifests as stress, as fatigue, and as frustration. Tip number 1, transparent communication. You should always strive to transparently communicate what's the reason for the change. Why must the change happen now? What should they expect? And what's required of them in order to achieve the change successfully? To the best of your ability, communicate the answers to these questions as directly and candidly as you can. Avoid sugarcoating or glazing over certain aspects in an attempt to protect their feelings. Think about your change as a product that you're selling to your employees. A product that you need them to not only buy, but to keep once they've purchased it. So be clear on what the product is, why you need them to buy it and keep it, and how they need to use it, as well as the benefit or the impact that it's going to have on them. So thinking about a lack of transparent communication, have you ever bought a product that you believed was going to achieve or do something that it said it was going to do in an advertisement, and then once you bought it, it completely did not do that thing? It was frustrating, right? And it probably created this halo effect for that particular supplier or vendor, such that you probably will give second thought to buying anything from them again, because their products don't do what they say they're gonna do. So I'm not gonna give my money to them because that next product is probably not gonna live up to the hype either. The same dynamic is true when you're introducing or selling change to a team or an organization. Make sure that change is doing what you say it's going to do. Be candid, be transparent, be open and honest. And that's going to create a level of trust within the organization that when the next inevitable change comes, they'll know, okay, this is a transparent, clear, candid communication. I can trust and believe in the promise and why I need to enroll and engage in this change. Tip number 2, understand the cost incurred per individual. These costs, that time, that energy, can vary per individual, right? Change can take a toll on us in very different ways. I often say that everyone wears change differently, right? There might be some individuals that just have an incredible capacity for moving through change in a very agile and a very quick and efficient way. There might be others who can't stand change, and so they're a little bit slower to adopt and adapt when moving through change. So as best you can, work with individuals in your team to understand what's the magnitude of the cost that's going to be required of them, that time, and their energy to make the change happen. And then ensure that your coaching, your support, your empowerment is modified to reflect what every individual might need of you. And another aspect when you're striving to understand the cost incurred per individual is to really understand their preparedness, right? What is their existing level of perhaps change fatigue, right? Especially if you've already been through a lot of waves of change. What's on their current work plan? What are their existing priorities? And how does this fit in their particular work plan? Make sure that you understand the full scope, the impact to them, and what you're asking them to do. And it's something that they are actually comfortable or perhaps just slightly stretched in delivering. Before I get into the third and final tip, if you're digging this, you're getting value, subscribe to the channel. I drop videos like this all the time, striving to deliver you value for free every day. So make sure you click subscribe, be one of the first to get notified when a new video drops. All right, let's get into it. The third and final tip, make your change promise worth the cost. So what do I mean by that? This is where it's important that you're linking your change vision or the purpose behind making the change to both hearts and minds. What will the individuals expending the cost gain because of making the change happen? Will the company experience sustained growth, which will in turn enable their sustained growth? Will they experience greater efficiency in their work that will actually enable them to do more with less? Will they experience increased pride in the company that they're choosing to devote their talent, their time, and their energy? Will they create more satisfied customers or improved customer relationships? Will they have the ability to better connect and engage with their colleagues, with their coworkers? More opportunity as they think about growing and progressing in their own careers. What is it that they are going to gain because of expending all the costs required to make that change a reality? Speaking of gain, I've got something else for you for free. I actually want to gift you a recording of a keynote snippet that I delivered to a client going through tremendous change, internal and external. And specifically that portion of the keynote where I'm gleaning insights from our latest research at Change Enthusiasm Global. Insights behind inspiring others through their growth as they move through change and hopefully buy in to change. And I want to gift you that completely for free. Now, of course, this is a message that clients pay me to deliver all over the world, but it's yours today for free. All you got to do is click on the link in the show notes. I want to make sure you have the data, the insights, the research to empower and enable your growth through even your greatest change challenges. I'm Cassandra Worthy, and until we meet again, keep growing and keep rocking.